Hi guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated summer makeup routine. The one that I did last year is currently my most popular video on my channel, and I've changed so many things about my summer makeup routine, so I thought I'd show you them today. And I also have a lot of new products and techniques to show you, so if you would like to see how I got this look, please keep on watching. Okay, so first we're going to start with skin prep. There are two things that I really want to highlight that is essential to your summer makeup routine and just your makeup routine in general, okay? And that is a moisturizer and a sunscreen. The moisturizer I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, and then the sunscreen I'm going to be using is Black Girl Sunscreen. Even though it is summer, and yes, we are still oily girls, and even more so during the summer, it is still extremely important to moisturize your face, okay? Like, extremely. Makeup just applies so much better over skin that is moisturized and ready and prepped for it. I like to use the 2-finger roll for applying my sunscreen. So basically you will apply 2 fingers worth of sunscreen, and that is the appropriate amount that you need to properly protect your skin. And sunscreen is important even for us dark skinned girls, okay? It is so important to protect your skin from the UV rays, okay? I also like to put a little bit of it on my neck even when we are wearing makeup. And I know now there are some face sunscreens that come in like a spray can. I definitely will need to get me some of that so that I can reapply throughout the day even when I'm wearing makeup. Now that we are all moisturized and glowy, this is a good thing, okay? This is good. I know as an oily girl you might be like, oh my god, I don't want any shine. It's okay, it's all right. You want to be moisturized, you want to look glowy and juicy, okay? Now to get into more prep, I'm going to use 2 primers. I'm going to use the new Milk Pore Eclipsing Mattifying Primer, and then also the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. As you can see, she's well loved. These two together are magic. You can also use the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. I misplaced her. I would have used her today, but I'm not sure where she is right now. And the e.l.f. Power Grip is literally just as good. So I just like to apply that all over my face. It is quite hot in my room. I had to put my hair up, but the Power Grip Primer is going to help your makeup to stay on your face all day. It gives it somewhere to stick to and to grip to, hence the name, and it really does its job, okay? I love the new Milk Primer. They absolutely killed it. They made this for me, okay? They made it especially for me because the oily girls won with this. Like, it's exactly what we needed. It's not drying, but it is still mattifying, and it makes your pores literally disappear. So I just apply it anywhere where I have pores, which is typically like this area for me, and then also my forehead. It just works like magic. It makes you look so smooth. Now lastly for prep, I'm going to use some setting spray. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist. I don't really hear people talking about this setting spray very much, and I don't understand why, because it's so good. I think especially in the summertime, spraying your face before putting on any products is essential because, again, it really is going to help your makeup to stay on as long as possible. I'm so excited to do this makeup look today. I have so many new products to show you guys that you might not have seen on my YouTube channel. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation in the shade Deep Neutral Warm 410. This foundation is the summer foundation, okay? If you've been searching for one, search no more, because this is the one. She's the one. This foundation is the definition of skin-like, okay? And I think it's perfect for both the oily girls and the dry girls because of the skin-like finish. And I've really struggled to find some foundations that will have this type of finish, also have coverage, but still at the same time not make me look too oily, because that's the last thing we want. I'm just going to blend this in with this Morphe M439 brush. This brush is so good for foundation. It's so dense, but also very soft and does a good job. As you can see, that shade match, impeccable. And I know what you might be thinking, Jasmine, you did not do your eyebrows before you started applying your foundation. And that's true, you're right, I didn't. And that's because I became a girl that does her eyebrows after her foundation. I know. I used to be one of those people that is like, I have to do my eyebrows before my foundation. I don't. Things change, and you know, you learn. You live and you learn. So now I like to do my eyebrows after my foundation. I just think it makes them look so much better and more crisp and more defined. Now I'm going to move on to highlighting and contouring, and the first concealer I'm going to use is the Kosas concealer, and this is in the shade 8.7. This concealer is not one that's too bright. I like to start with one that is closer to my skin tone. Obviously this is not my skin tone, but once I've blended it out, you'll see. And then add a brighter one on top of that. I also like to use this one above my lip and on my chin, just around my mouth, because I feel like it really neutralizes that area. And then to highlight my forehead and my nose, I'm actually going to use my brighter concealer. I'm going to be using the AVH Magic Touch Concealer, and this is in the shade 17. Now to contour my face, I'm going to be using the tried and true Fenty Beauty matchsticks, and this one is in the shade Caviar. For the summertime, I don't put too much contour. I really only just put it on my cheekbones and then also my jawline, just for some added dimension and added definition, but I don't want to be too snatched. To blend my contour in, I'm going to use the ABH A30 brush. This contour blends into this foundation like a dream. I know some people have said that they've had some trouble blending this contour stick out, and I really believe that it also has to do with the foundation that you have underneath it, because that just blended so nicely. And I always like to keep my foundation brush handy so that I can use it to blend any harsh lines. As you can see, there's some definition, but I'm not too sculpted, because I think for the summertime I want to go for a softer look, not necessarily natural, because I'm not a natural girl. I'm not. When it comes to my makeup, I only rarely do natural looks. I love to wear makeup, so I love to do pretty full glam looks. So on rare occasions I'll do a natural look, but this is not one of them. Now to blend out my concealer, I've recently been using the Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter. This is the F03 brush, and yes, this is technically for your highlighter, but honestly I just really like the shape of this brush and think it works really well on my face, like underneath my eyes, to blend out my concealer, so that's what I have been using it for. There are absolutely no rules to makeup. Sure, there are certain things that will probably help you achieve the best results, but something like this, you can use any brush that you want underneath your eyes to do your foundation, as long as it works for you. For somebody else, this type of brush might not work, but I think it blends my concealer out so nicely and so easily. For some added brightness, I'm gonna use the same ABH concealer in the shade 17 underneath my eye. We're not gonna go too bright for me, okay, but I do always love to do a bright under eye. Every single time I do my makeup, I need some added brightness to make my face just look more awake. Now while this sits for a second, I'm going to use some liquid blush. I absolutely love adding this to my makeup routine because I think it helps my blush to stay all day and not fade away. I'm using the Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Grateful. This is one of my two favorite blushes right now. I've been using it almost every single time I do my makeup. Whenever I want to have a red blush, I use it because it is just absolutely stunning. And I know some people think I'm crazy for this, but I like to use 2 dots. I know a lot of people use 1 dot, but I use 2. Now I'm using this NYX brush. This is the number 80, or no, I'm sorry, the 08 brush. I think this type of brush is really good for liquid blush. I literally just used it yesterday, so that's why you can see that. But I think it just blends it out so easily and makes it a lot less overwhelming to blend out, especially the Rare Beauty blush. I know some people are like, it's so pigmented, which it is, but if you have the right tool, it can make it a lot easier to blend out without it being too much. Cause see, I can even add some more if I please, but don't worry, I won't. Now to blend out my under eye again, I'm using a different brush. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush that you guys have seen me use before. It blends out concealer like a dream. So I'm just concentrating that concealer in the innermost part of my eye. And then I'm going to use the brush that I used earlier to blend it out. I'm thinking I want to make a whole video about bright under eyes. I haven't really seen it on YouTube. I've made a couple on my TikTok, but I know sometimes that can not be the most detailed and some people can still be confused about certain parts. So let me know if you would like to see that. I would really love to do it and probably will in the near future, because I think it could be really helpful to people who are beginners or just want to spice up their makeup routine. Now this is not my brightest under eye, but it is as bright as I'm going to go today. And now to set my face, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty, I almost said bronzer, Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Blondie, my favorite setting powder in the world. And I'm first going to set under my eyes. I'm going to use the Morphe M536 brush. This is my favorite brush to use under my eyes. I do know that girls have been saying a powder puff is amazing for setting under your eyes, but I just have not gotten one yet, so I haven't tried it. Now to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation in the shade Deep 530W. I love this stuff. It makes your face look so smooth and also keeps you matte all day. So I like to put this underneath my contour and then also on my chin and around my mouth and then also on my forehead. For some added brightness, I'm going to use the NYX Cosmetics Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder, and this is in the shade Light. I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the Huda Beauty powder, and I just apply this in the inner corner area of my under eye. I also like to use this when I bake to wipe the baking powder off, but for today I decided not to. Baking is not always necessary. It does really help to make sure that you don't crease, especially under your eyes, and that your concealer doesn't move, but it's not always necessary. And as an oily girl, that was something that was hard for me to come to terms with. I've just done one of my eyebrows off camera, and now I'm going to show you on my other eyebrow how I did it. So first I'm just going to brush all my eyebrow hairs up, and the pencil that I'm using is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso, and I just use it to line underneath my eyebrows. Now I'm using the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen, and this is also in the shade Espresso. I just use this product to make really light brow strokes, and then when I get to the end of my eyebrow, I like to use the pen to draw the tail. Lastly, I finish off with a brow gel. I'm using the NYX Brow Glue to set my eyebrow hairs in place so that they don't move around throughout the day. I've actually stopped concealing underneath my eyebrows unless I actually mess up. I think it makes them look more natural, and I don't feel the need to make my eyebrows too defined. Now to bronze my face, I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Thick Mint. This is still my favorite bronzer ever, and I'm using the e.l.f. bronzing brush to apply it. This is still my favorite bronzer. Like, it just works so well. I love that it's neutral and not too warm, but still adds a bronzy glow to your face. Sometimes when I'm feeling it, if I want to look a little bit more warm, then I'll use Mocha Mommy, but today and for most days Figment is that girl. Now for my blush, I'm going to use the NARS blush in the shade Exhibit A. This is my other favorite blush other than the Rare Beauty one. It is just so beautiful. Like, it is the most gorgeous bright red I've ever seen for a blush, and if you have dark skin, you need it. It is my top favorite blush. I've had it for so long now and it just works. It's so gorgeous. I'm using the Morphe H2 brush. I don't know if you can still get this. I got it in like a holiday set, but you can just use any like angled face brush to apply, and I like to apply it on the highest points of my cheeks, and it's just so gorgeous. Like, I think it can work on many different skin tones, but if you have dark skin, you just need it. It just complements the skin tone so well. Now, I've gotten some questions on how I contour my nose, and I thought I would just show you because it's really simple. I'm still going to use the Fenty Thick Mint Bronzer, and I'm also going to be using the NYX 31 brush to contour my nose. I think powder contouring, especially for your nose, is way easier than using a cream, and I just like to go along the sides of my nose and bring it up to my brow bone. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Then when I get to the bottom, I apply bronzer in like the, what is this called? The septum? I believe that's what it's called, the septum of my nose. And make a line also across the top so that it's kind of like a circle. And I just emphasize that circle at the bottom of my nose, and that is it. That's how I contour my nose. Sometimes when I'm baking my face, I do like to bake the center and the sides of my nose, but today I'm not doing that and it looks perfectly fine. Now I'm only going to be using highlighter on my nose, and today I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow highlighter. This highlighter is so pretty, and also it's just so cute. Like, look at the packaging, so cute. And yeah, I just dip into whatever color I'm feeling. Today I think I'm feeling like the more like champagne color, and I'm just going to put that on the tip and the bridge of my nose. Now I'm going to do my lashes and mascara, and the mascara I'm going to use is the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I love it. It makes your lashes look so thick and juicy and beautiful. And the lashes I'm going to use today are Lily lashes in the style Mykonos. These are so pretty. Okay, now for my lip combo. It is quite a few steps. Let's get into it. First, I am using the e.l.f. No Budge Retractable Eyeliner in the shade Coffee. I don't think that was dark enough for me, so I think I'm going to use the NYX Retractable Eyeliner in the shade Brown just to add some depth. Now I'm using the Juvia's Place Lip Liner in the shade Brownie, and I'm using that on the inside of the first liner that we used, just so that there is a nice ombre to the lip. Now I'm going to be using the Milani Color Fetish matte lipstick in the shade Secret. I'm obsessed with these lipsticks right now. They're so creamy and their line has such a pretty collection of nudes. Now I'm going to apply the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Fussy, and I'm going to only apply this to this very center of my lips. And then the last step, I'm going to take the NYX Cosmetics Butter Gloss in the shade Lava Cake, and I'm basically going to line my lips with this. I think this step adds so much because the brown liner can kind of disappear when you're mixing all of your shades and your lipsticks. So I think this step makes sure that you still have like the ombre effect to your lips and that the brown part is glossy as well. Now for my last step, I'm going to set my face. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray. This is the best. Now I'm just gonna let my face dry, and while I'm letting it dry, do not move. Just make sure that your face does not crease. And here is the final look. I'm so happy with how it came out. I feel really beautiful and glowy and ready to take on my day because this face is going nowhere, okay? Even if you're an oily girl like me, I hope you were able to find some new products and some new makeup techniques that you might want to try for your summer makeup routine as well. Please make sure to give this video a like and leave a comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss another video from me. And make sure to also follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, TikTok, everything. I will leave them all below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!